They happen often without warning and demonstrate the power of nature to destroy homes, even whole communities, and to disrupt lives. Destruction that can come in an instant. When a disaster strikes, a number of organizations like the Red Cross or the Federal Emergency Management Agency step in and begin providing relief. Since 1980, an important partner in that effort has been Children's Disaster Services, an ecumenical program of the Church of the Brethren that provides care and emotional support for families impacted by disasters.
The most important thing that we do is provide care for children after a disaster. We go in and provide a safe space for the children to come in and utilize creative play to share their stories and share their experiences, and it really helps them to begin the healing process.
Children's Disaster Services has created a national network of trained and screened volunteers to work with traumatized children using toys that stimulate imaginative play and to consult with parents about their child's unique needs.
We provide a safe space for the children to play, and it also gives parents a break so that they can take care of their family's needs.
I've been on a significant number of large disasters, and when we recognize in our shelters or recovery centers we're going to need child care, the only people that we think of is Children's Disaster Services.
CDS has been a wonderful partner for over 20 years. We don't take care of children. That's our people are not trained to do that. So that's where our relationship with CDS has just been truly fantastic.
We train our volunteers to be very focused, stay focused on the child. That's the center of your world, and we try and build a program around caring for the child, providing high quality care to that child.
Lots of people bring their children, and the parents have a lot to deal with. They don't know how long they're going to be in the shelter. Taking care of their children can become distracting, or they may not be able to put full attention to the children.
This has been very helpful. It's a blessing from God. I was able to get a break. I was able to register with the Red Cross disaster team, and hopefully it'll help us put our lives back together.
We give them the ability to play, and sometimes it's to be able to play the first time after having been in their disaster. And the kids a safe place to talk if they want to talk. And a lot of times they talk through play.
Volunteers bring with them a suitcase called a Kit of Comfort.
The Kit of Comfort is a stocked suitcase full of materials that really encourage imaginative play. We have everything in there from baby dolls to emergency vehicles, puppets and blocks, and toys that don't have any theme or particular way that they have to be used. This really encourages children to use their universal language, which is play. And it just allows them to express their feelings in a way that sometimes they struggle to find the words to express how they're feeling. So the play is an outlet for them to be creative, and it really begins the healing process in children.
One of the popular activities is painting, which allows children to express feelings about the trauma they're experiencing. Mary Geisler watched the children paint after the devastating fires in California.
The first couple of weeks that were there, their paintings were all very brown and dark. As you got to the end before we left, they were all bright and cheery colors, and you could see how the children had progressed through their trauma.
And each one of the things that they do here is something that helps them to express themselves and express frustrations or express anger or express joy or whatever it is that they need. The rice, for instance, when they play with rice and they just move their hands and work through the rice, and the piece of that is wonderful.
To be able to respond to each child individually, to be able to be open to wherever that child is, and to create a welcoming, nurturing environment where the children can feel safe and where they can just be kids. And that's really the important part of our mission.
For as much as the volunteers do for the children, they also provide a valuable service for their parents.
It is very helpful. I mean, I can do everything from my phone calls to working with the case managers to get my assistance that I need for the tornado disaster relief. I mean, it's great. They do great with my children. It's just completely awesome.
Volunteers ensure that the child care centers are places of order and calmness.
When they come back, you ask them, did you get everything taken care of? You give them encouragement words. And if they have a story they want to tell you, you listen. And they'll give you a hug, and they thank you so much for taking care of the kids. Especially when the kids don't want to leave, and they say, I don't believe it. You know, this is the little boy she left crying, and she comes back and he don't want to leave.
The success of Children's Disaster Services depends on the willingness of volunteers to respond up to 2 weeks at a time.
We choose from a list of the volunteers that are in that immediate area. Then we look at the list that shows who's available, and they're very eager to assist. They're just amazing people.
And the effectiveness of the volunteers depends on an intensive weekend workshop that teaches them about the special needs of children after disasters and how the toys and materials in the kit of comfort help children express themselves. They also practice setting up a child care center with limited supplies and in difficult locations, and even get a feel for some of the children's play activities. After completing the workshops, participants who are 18 years of age and older are screened and must undergo background checks. A special workshop for experienced volunteers prepares them for the critical response team, in which Children's Disaster Services responds to the location of a substantial transportation accident, a mass shooting, or terrorist attack, and attends to the special needs of children in those settings as well.
After you go on the first deployment, you just realize how heartbreaking the situations are for the people, and what they have to deal with, and you soon realize that any little thing that you can do is just helpful for them. They're so appreciative and so thankful.
It gives you a sense of helping when somebody is in a disaster like this tornado, to help with the children. And when I love children anyhow, it's a pretty easy job.
Just rewarding to see the kids and see them come out of their shell and be playful and happy, and it really makes it worthwhile.
They love to play, and we can provide that safe setting for them, and I really, I'm happy to be a part of that.
For older people like me, it's a way to be of service without a lot of physical demand. You just have to like kids and enjoy being around other people.
When a parent hugs you because their child hasn't played, and this is the first time they've seen their kids play, and they're crying, they're like, thank you for being here for my kid. That's what it's all about.
Children's Disaster Services is one of the leading organizations in the United States exclusively devoted to meeting the needs of children after a disaster. Children are not little adults. They have unique needs that require specialized attention. CDS has a long history of providing this support to children and their families. Join us. Become a volunteer. Sponsor a workshop. Tell the story. Tell others about CDS. Hold a special fundraiser. Make a donation, and we always need your prayers.